Water break. Hydrate or dihydrate, kids.
Drinking game, take a shot every time you're like, what was the question?
Oh yeah, take a shot every time I go on a tangent and forget what the question was. You're gonna die, so don't do that.
I don't want to see you anymore. Slow burning flame I can't ignore. With all you do, these are my final words to you. So, to me, this is kind of a final goodbye to the passivity that we came to terms with in Subconscious and Conscious.
Yeah, in this context, yeah. I wrote this. This is another song I wrote in high school. It was about me not liking high school. Like, this is my disclaimer, is that anything I say the songs are about are only me looking back on them and giving my opinion on what they're about, because I think that once I write a song and give it to the world, it's now the world's to interpret. If you genuinely believe this song is about satanic worship, I mean, good on you, mate. If that's what you take away from it, then sure, why not?
Who am I to stop you?
Yeah. This is why I like this, because you're asking me questions that I genuinely don't know the answer to. Mm-hmm. And because like I said, I just go with the flow. I don't think about what the songs are about as I'm writing them, and then I don't spend time to think about what they're about once they're done. So this is the first time I'm ever really sitting down and thinking about what these songs are actually about. Because they mean something to me because I was the one that wrote them, but someone listening to them for the first time, it's not about what I think about them, because you're not me and I'm not you, so...
So, all this time to make amends, but nothing ever seems to end. What are we reconciling here?
That's actually a Foo Fighters lyric. It's from Monkey Wrench. Yeah. This is one of those times where the song was like 80 to 90% done, and I had to put that extra like 10-20% of thought in. And so it's always the second verse of a song that is just like, I don't know what to write. Because usually when I write a song, I'll write a verse and a chorus. Or usually if there's a pre-chorus, I'll do verse, pre-chorus, chorus. And I'll get that and then kind of copy and paste the first verse and pre-chorus into the structure of the song, so I can get the structure of the song, like, so I can work it out on guitar. Because really, once you've got like a verse, a pre-chorus, and a chorus, or even just a verse and a chorus, then you can structure a song. You can do, okay, I'm going to do verse, chorus, bridge. So I'll write a bridge real quick, and then chorus, and then we're done. So then the structure of the song was done, and I was like, oh shit, I got to write the second verse now. So I went back and I was like, this is why I don't do it, because I hate combing over lyrics, and I'm like, now I have to figure out the song's about, and I gotta find something that makes sense, and I start overthinking. And so this one I was just like, I kind of like, you know, I like that from that Foo Fighters song. Like, I'm not sure what the legal ramifications are, but I'm just gonna take that, put a different melody on it, and there we go.
Get Foo Fighters lyric.
Yeah.
If at any point Dave Grohl watches this, you have the credit. It's okay.
like I said, I don't know what the legal ramifications are, but honestly, dude, like from all the stuff I rip off on these songs, like even if these bands just want to sue me, like I'd be the happiest camper in the world because then I get to meet them in court. That'd be so fun. Like even if they want to sue me, that I just get to go meet my heroes. Even if it's in court and they're trying to take money or whatever, I'd be like, I don't care. You can have the money. I just want to meet all the guys from the Eagles because they're suing me for part one, and I want to meet the Foo Fighters because they're suing me for Distant Memory. Distant Memory is a big Foo Fighters homage.
I definitely hear that.
Yeah, it's very Foo Fighters-y. Anytime someone listens to that one, they're like, oh yeah, this is very Foo Fighters-y. The chord progression to the chorus is actually just the chords for the Pretender Foo Fighters song. The layering at the end of the song is just like in the Pretender. I just like stole all those tricks, and I'm like, I like them, and I think it'd be cool to do them in a song myself. I can't write the Pretender because that's already written, but I can write a song that gives me that same kind of Foo Fighters-y itch, you know? Because that, at the end of the day, I just want to write music that I'd like listening to. Like, I'm not trying to make something groundbreaking. Like, I wasn't trying to write an 8-minute pretentious art rock song for Subconsciously Conscious 1 and 2. I was just writing a song that I would like listening to if it existed. But it didn't exist, so I just made it.
Do you think you're alone in that endeavor? Like writing music that you personally would want to listen to?
I don't know. I know I'm not alone, but I think a lot of musicians and artists in general, you see it in film too, like they get caught up in what they think people are going to like or what they think people are going to expect, and they forget why we do it in the first place, which is just to make cool shit. Like, you can't make Clockwork Orange because you're trying to write a film that you think everybody's going to like. You can't do that. You can't make Dark Side of the Moon because you're trying to make an album you think everyone's going to like. You can't do that. You have to just make stuff that at the end of the day you go, you know what? I like this. Is it a hit song? Maybe not. But I like it, and that's all I need.
Do you think the collective attention of, I guess, your market, do you think that's dwindling for the cool you want to make versus what tends to top the charts?
I don't blame, quote unquote, the audience at all. It's not their fault that they're getting garbage shoved down their throat. Like, they just, because when you think about it, you're competing against the music industry or the film industry, which has got millions upon billions of dollars to invest in just marketing alone. Like, of course, not everybody in the world knows about Church Burglars. I don't have as much money as Sony or Capitol Music or any of that stuff. Like, that's why I'm doing what I can, but like at the end of the day, if you can buy people's attention, but you can't buy their interest. And the big industries just flood you with attention, and you're going to get people who are interested in it because it's just a numbers game. The more people you get in front of, the more people are going to like it. So I don't think it's the audience's fault at all. I think a lot of people are looking for this kind of stuff, are looking for new, interesting stuff that's not just the same formulaic. Nowadays, it's the indie rock thing. Like, people want interesting stuff. They don't just want the same thing rebranded as something else. Which is also why, like, all the songs on this album sound pretty widely different. Like, there's like, I guess they're rock songs, but musically they're vastly different, I think. It's because I just like making stuff that I would want to listen to. I listen to all kinds of stuff, so of course the music I make is going to sound all over the place.
How do you listen to music?
How do I listen to music? always with my eyes closed when I'm like listening to music. It's always with my eyes closed because I try to deprive my other senses as much as I can when I'm listening to music. So I'll close my eyes, I'll sit somewhere comfortable. Or sometimes if I'm not sitting comfortable, I'll stand so that I can feel the music. Like,
how do you feel it?
It's not quite dancing, but like I feel the rhythm. Like I'll tap my foot from side to side. I'll do like a little like Jackson 5-y kind of bop back and forth. But I'm not like dancing, but I'm feeling. I'm trying to commit myself to the sound as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always the same headphones. I like to use headphones I'm familiar with when I'm really listening to something, just because, like, I'm familiar with the EQ curve and things like that. If it's an album, I try to listen to an album start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
I won't listen to an album unless I can listen to it front to back. Like, I have a whole backlog of stuff that I have been meaning to listen to, which is why I like long plane rides. I like long drives, because then I can put on an album and listen to it front to back.
What do you think of actively listening to music like that? I would call that active listening versus more passive listening. Like, say, in the car or in your headphones when you're walking somewhere, etc.
It's not just for listening. I don't think we really do anything actively anymore because we're disrupted by so much technology. Like, even think about even when you're sitting at home watching Netflix or whatever. Like, you usually have your phone by you and you check your phone, you respond to text, you scroll Instagram while you're watching something. We're not doing anything actively. That's why I like to take a time like that to actively listen. Like, I choose to actively listen most of the time. Sometimes it's a film to watch, but the problem with that is I'm now watching a film and listening to a film. Like, there's some movies like Blade Runner, Whiplash, Alice in Wonderland. Those are great movies that I put on and just listen to because they're so sonically interesting. And if I really want to, like, watch it, like, it's a lot to be watching something as I'm listening to it, because it's now two senses that are working together, which is cool, and that's also great. For me, it's hard a lot of the time, because if something is so sonically interesting that I want to look at it with my ears, I can't watch it at the same time.
Looking with your ears, that's an interesting phrase.
And you think about it, that's why movie theaters are dying, because people can't sit down and actively watch a movie for 2 hours. All of the stuff that we used to do actively is dying now after COVID. Like, just going to see a band play in general, people don't really do, because it requires paying attention. Like, going to a movie requires paying attention. It's all kinds of stuff. Even when you go to, like, a sports game, everybody's still got their phones out. Like, we don't really do anything actively. I'm not like against technology. I'm not trying to sound like an old man, but taking time to do anything actively is hard in today's world because we have so much technology around us.
What do you think is the remedy to that?
Just turn your phone off. Just turn your phone off. The world is not going to end because I didn't respond to this work email or this whatever notification for whatever. Why don't I listen to one of these albums I was supposed to listen to? Or I've still got my guitar sitting over there. Maybe I could play guitar. Maybe read a book, you know? The only thing limiting your attention span is yourself. Like, you can very easily limit your technology. It takes discipline, but it's not hard.
I think it's less about the technology itself and more the way that we're using it. Because there are ways that technology can be used for good. Like you can read on your phone, or you can listen and find new music on your phone, or you can talk to loved ones on your phone.
Yeah.
But more often than not, it is, unfortunately, doom scrolling on Instagram and TikTok, etc.
Yeah.
So, I guess in terms of becoming subconsciously conscious, it's about actively monitoring what you're doing on a day-to-day. Because I guess if you catch yourself doom scrolling, you just kind of sit there like, the f*** am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of feels pathetic.
So sometimes at the end of the day, I'll be like, I spent 2 hours on Instagram today. Imagine what I could do with, I'll be at the end of my day and be like, man, if I had 2 hours, I could do anything. Especially days where you feel like you're really busy. You're not busy. You're not. If you genuinely believe you're busy, get an app that tracks your phone usage. And then find out if you're actually busy or if you're wasting your time. Just set a timer. So that when your timer goes off, you're like, okay, now I know how long I've been on here. Now it's time to get back to work.
Speaking of getting back to work, that was quite the tangent.
Anyone who's playing that drinking game is now dead.